you're just someone who's owned a Glock before.
Several, yes.
Okay.
Hi, guys. This is Graceful Exposure, and I'm about to bring you a little bit of a clip so that you can go back to watch the last witness that is on trial right now, Detective Viverito, and see how many times she retracts her statements and flat out lies. She has literally flat out lied in her cross examination from the defense with Detective Shardt. She has also made inconsistent statements with Detective Weinstein, discussing that she doesn't know what happened to the watch, and she's caught on camera with a picture of the watch in her hand, says she put it on the shelf, and she doesn't know why they didn't follow the instruction and include the watch in evidence. The watch was worth more than any of the other jewelry, allegedly, and this trial has had to cover it up. DA Love, when Young Thug took his plea deal, asked the judge to allow the evidence, the cars, the money, the jewelry to be retained by the state of Georgia, and the judge did not allow it. It has to be deliberated in a separate case. Thank goodness, because here we find that the watch was in Viverito's possession when she got the warrant, and she cataloged it, but it's not in the evidence room. It has disappeared. So I want you to watch where she lies. I'll put a pin in the comment where you'll catch it. And Attorney Shardt didn't bring this back up, but I hope he catches it from watching this video or from someone else catching it. So, let's get started.
You made a claim that a gun. Well, what did you say? A gun is. I don't want to jumble your words. What are you claiming about the guns on this table?
A gun is what?
You identified or thought a gun was consistent with something.
It could be consistent with a Glock 27.
Could be consistent.
Could.
Okay. And which gun is this?
The one towards the back right here.
Okay. Could be consistent with a Glock 27. All right. It could also. Well, first of all, are you a firearms expert?
I'm not.
Okay. You're just someone who's owned a Glock before.
Several, yes.
Okay. You say it looks like it could be consistent with a Glock 27 based on the shape of the bottom of the grip. Is that correct? Okay. It could also be consistent with a Springfield firearm, correct?
I'm not familiar with a Springfield, but from how the magazine looks also, it could be consistent with a Glock.
Okay. It could also be consistent with a 6 Hour. Could also be consistent with a Smith & Wesson, correct?
I'm familiar with a Glock.
Right, because you're not a firearms expert. You're already familiar with these Glocks.
I never claimed to use a Shardt.
Okay, well, you start identifying guns in court, kind of making yourself an expert, but you're not an expert, are you?
I'm not.
Okay, and you don't even know, whatever this gun is, if Mr. Stillwell left with that gun or didn't leave with that gun. You don't. Let me ask you this about your Glock 27 that you say this looks consistent with. When you shoot your Glock 27, does it expel shell casings?
I don't own a Glock 27. When I was purchasing a subcompact Glock, I was going back and forth between the 27 and the 43. I prefer to shoot a 9mm, so I went with the 43.
So you don't even own a Glock 27?
I just said when I was researching the two, handling the two with the gun dealer.
So now you don't own a Glock 27. You were researching it, which means you were handling the gun at the gun dealer. That's your experience with the Glock 27.
I never asserted that I owned one. I've seen one, I've handled one, I can recognize one.
So you've handled one at a gun dealer, and that's what you're basing the identification on?
I've recovered a good bit of guns in my career. I know what they look like.
All right, let me ask you this.
So, as you can see, former Detective Viverito, I guess she lied. She flat out lied, said she owned some Glocks. Then she took it back and said, I didn't say I never owned a Glock, that I ever owned a Glock. She's got me mixing up my statements now. I'm getting back to the trial. This was a good break for you guys. Well, stick around. I got some more stuff under my hat. This is Graceful Exposure signing out. I think what I'm going to do is cover the closing arguments because you guys can get online right now and finish up the trial and catch some of this juice that I got going on in this video. Ta-ta!